A historic prisoner swap has occurred, and the release of several detained Americans from Russia, including Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, Marine veteran Paul Whelan, and Russian-American radio journalist Alusa Kurmasheva. The deal involved 24 people total, making it one of the largest prisoner swaps since the Cold War. Leaders from around the world are weighing in on the historic prisoner swap. CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio has more from London. Ramy?
John, hi, and reactions flying from around the world have ranged from joy and celebration and to gratitude, but also to cynicism, and there is also some hate, and that's coming from Russia. NATO and the EU both welcomed the release of hostages, and NATO spokesperson actually made it a point to say that several NATO allies worked together towards this deal, including Germany, Poland, Norway, and Slovenia, all of which had their citizens detained inside Russia. Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk called them heroes. Norway's Prime Minister called this a powerful example of the importance of allies. Slovenia hailed the NATO alliance too, but notably Germany's reaction was a bit more muted, and that's because Berlin was key to this whole deal, because the man that President Vladimir Putin wanted the most was held in a German prison, so they had to release a convicted murderer, and Germany's government said that it was not an easy decision. Yulia Navalnaya also weighed in on X, and she, remember, is the widow of late Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. He died in a Russian prison only in last February. She said the releases were great happiness, but today's news is probably a little bittersweet for her, with the revelation that her husband had actually been part of that initial framework in a hostage swap. And as for Russia's reaction, President Vladimir Putin personally welcomed those 8 Russian citizens home at Moscow's Vnukovo airport, a hero's welcome of convicted murderers, spies, and convicts, and he thanked them for their loyalty to the motherland. As for the hostages that the Kremlin released, he called them enemies and he called them traitors. John.
Ramy Inocencio in London, thank you. For more on this, let's bring in Christopher O'Leary. He's the Senior Vice President for Global Operations at the Soufan Group, an intelligence and security consultancy. Christopher, thank you so much for being here.
Good to be here, John.
You've had experience with these kinds of negotiations. Tell me how this would have gone down.
Well, first of all, it's incredibly impressive and demonstrates this administration's continued commitment to bringing Americans home, both under the Spea's office, the Special Presidential Envoy for Hostage Affairs, Roger Carstens, who's been incredibly dedicated to this mission and incredibly effective over the last few years, but the broader hostage enterprise, which includes the hostage response group within the National Security Council. Them championing this cause and bringing together this multilateral coalition is incredibly impressive. What's also equally impressive is navigating the complex bureaucracy of the U.S. government. This is all 3 branches of government, a variety of agencies who all have different equities and maybe some resistance to some of these deals, and bringing it together, pushing it through the White House at the Hostage Response Group, the Deputies Committee, the Principals Committee, up to the President, and with Jake Sullivan championing it, is really what's impressive.
Can you give us a, for instance, obviously maybe not with the details of this, but help people understand when you talk about equities, what might happen when you take one step that seems perfectly reasonable and then the CIA weighs in and says, we can't do it that way. Give us a sense of kind of the complexities of something like this.
Well, I'll give you, this case kind of highlights other cases that we've worked, but there were a couple of convicted individuals at both the Department of Justice and the FBI and the CIA in this case were somewhat resistant to having released. If we go back a couple of years after the withdrawal out of Afghanistan, there was a hostage held by the Haqqanis, Mark Frericks. We had no other resources there, and they were demanding the exchange of Haji Bashir Nourizai, who is the head of the largest tribe in southern Afghanistan, but he was also a convicted felon in prison in the United States, was considered the El Chapo of Afghanistan, and the Taliban required their release. Nobody wanted to do that. It was a very difficult decision, but it was the only way to get Mark Frericks home.
What do you, in terms of Krasakova, Vadim Krasakova, who was held in Germany, basically a hitman for the FSB, for the Russian intelligence services. President Biden referred to this today and having to call the German chancellor. How does a deal like that go down? In other words, the Germans, as you just described, American, justice system didn't want to let go somebody they'd convicted. The Germans didn't want to let an assassin go.
Yeah, for sure. But it highlights, and I think it's been talked about quite a bit today, the importance of allies to serve key roles in these mediations. It's why the Qataris have been so instrumental with Hamas, but also with other cases around the world over the last few years. We need these credible intermediaries to work with us in this. This is very unselfish of the Germans. We probably owe them one on this one for sure. Not an easy decision for them to make. They're going to face the same internal criticisms that this administration and previous administrations have made for agreeing to these concessions. They're very unpopular amongst a lot of people because some feel that they incentivize future bad behavior.
Well, what's your opinion on that?
Sure that they do, but we have this no concession policy that is really not adhered to. This administration has made them, the Trump administration has made them. Anas Haqqani was released during the Trump administration. The Obama administration released the Taliban 5 from Guantanamo Bay, which includes Mullah Hamid Fazl, who's the head of military affairs for the Taliban, and Abdul Haq Wasiq, who's the head of intelligence for the Taliban now.
No small characters.
Yes.
Christopher O'Leary, thank you, with the Soufan Group. Thanks so much.
Good to be with you.